welcome to Gemstone Tarot, 29th of October 2025, and you may hear a little bit of snap, crackle and pop outside because of course there is someone dismantling scaffolding, literally kind of just to the left of me at eye level. Yeah, next door had the roof repaired. What can I say? It just seems to be, you know, I am the common denominator here. It's like wherever I go, scaffolding follows. So I'm taking it in my stride. The literary almanac. We're going to be very literary and read our literary almanac. A year of seasonal reading. Top 20 non-fiction books. Okay, I think we looked at some of these the other day. But there's one on here that I've actually read. I know, I was like, oh my god, I've read that one. Okay, the one that I've read is called Barbarian Days, A Surfing Life by William Finnegan. Even if you have no interest in surfing, this terrific memoir about the sea, the soul and everything in between is incredibly insightful and moving about male identity. It was pretty good. I have to say, I listened to it on Audible. And it's a real doorstopper. So for me, I find it really hard to see the print for stuff like that for too long. So I would, but the author has a lovely voice on Audible, which makes a massive difference. I do a lot of walking, so a bad voice, my God, you know, just no. And then the rest, I think I'm just gonna. Oh, that looks amazing. Shapely Ankle Preferred, A History of the Lonely Hearts ad by Francesca Bowman. Who wrote this book? That's cheeky, isn't it? And she's put here, can't think why I included this one. That's really good. Bit of self-promotion. Okay. Is there anything else? Ooh. Invisible Women, Exposing Data Bias in a World Designed for Men by Caroline Criado Perez. It is no exaggeration to say this book will genuinely change the way you move through the world. You will never look at iPhones, piano keyboards or the driver's seat in the car in the same way again. I might have to look at that actually. I'm just seeing if there's any. Oh, Georgiana, Duchess of Devonshire. In many ways, this is by Amanda Foreman. In many ways, the original OG when it comes to popular, accessible social history, and also the film of that is just excellent. It's got Keira Knightley and Ralph Fiennes in. Not normally a fan, but both excellent in that. Ooh. A Swim in the Pond in the Rain, in which 4 Russians give a masterclass on writing, reading and life by George Sanders, 2021, or Saunders. Saunders talks the reader through some Russian short stories in his characteristically warm, kind and erudite way. It's a treat to spend time in his company. If you've read any of those, or even if you haven't, let me know. Okay, interesting. Interesting what they call non-fiction as well, really. I read a lot of memoir, and I guess that's non-fiction. Although I also got told once at a party, if you want to know the truth about someone, read their novel. And if you want to hear their lies, read a memoir. Read their memoir. I know. We are using today Kingdom of the Animal Lords, yay, which is usually an exercise of me aiming and missing the species of whatever I'm looking at. I can't even make out what that is. That is so strange. Look at that. Can you immediately tell what that is? For me, that just, it's like one of those psychological tests. You know, they flick up, don't they, on other platforms and go, if you see a rabbit, you're amazingly intelligent. And the percentile of the world, and if you see an elephant or a broom handle, then you're a dunce, you know. And I'm like, I can't see anything at all. This just looked like a load of slop in a hat. Exactly. But I don't know. I just don't know. I literally don't know. It may not be me. It may be actually the drawings. Yes, the Four of Cups. Is that a hippo? But a very slim hippo? I don't know. Anyway, Four of Cups, emotional neutral. We live in a fairly pivotal time at the moment. We've got kind of retrogrades knocking on the door, but they're knocking in a really weird way. Yes, exactly. This is the Owl and the Pussycat. I know what this is. I think it is, anyway. Although the Pussycat does look weird, to be fair. I don't remember this card either from before. But look, it does have a crab hanging off the end of the stick. So in this one, I feel they've over-egged the pudding and they're explaining it a lot. And in that one, it's like, pff, up to you, reader. Okay, so we have the Four of Cups, or the Four de Copper, La Luna, woohoo, De Monde, Culce, is that German? Beckers. And we have the moon. So we're quite watery so far. The moon, when is the next moon situation? I don't have the moon diary because I'm doing all my monthly readings in the kitchen at the moment. And you know what that means. It means moon diary might as well be on another planet as be downstairs, because it takes me about a week to even bring it upstairs. But think about the Four of Cups. For me, it's a card of emotional neutral, but also kind of introspection. So we are kind of between, it's like a twilight time. Think of it as twilight. Also, just want to give a shout out to Susan Miller. I don't know those of you that follow her astrology readings, her monthly readings, which are free. She has like a website and she has an app. And honestly, I've been a fan and following her since Little Mom days, which is like, God, I don't know, 25 years ago maybe? Anyway, I just had a look on there, because I do, because we're coming up to November. And there was just a thing that she'd written on there saying she was in hospital, and I think it's today, having a operation. And I don't normally do this, but such a fangirl. She just said that she was asking for prayers that it went smoothly. So I'm offering up, and also if you want to in the comments section, that would be lovely too, and a little heart or whatever, because she's a stalwart and she's a wonderful astrologer, and she's, by God, has she put a shift in over the last God knows how many years, every month getting those out. So yes, Susan Miller, you go girl. Okay, so we have the Four of Cups, we have introspection, we have the turning of something a bit like the season that's kind of seems to be, I don't know, summer one day, autumn the next, and then a hint of winter. And the moon, whenever the next one is, next full moon, seems to be quite interesting. And I think it's quite soon. Is it the 4th of November? Possibly. Yeah, in Taurus, supermoon in Taurus. Then we have this character, and if anyone can tell me what, I don't know if I've had a little nap before doing this, and there are times when I think I do have a bit of trouble reading like faces and things, or maybe I don't and this is just nuts, because I can't tell if that's like animal, vegetable or mineral. Is it like, first off I thought it was a bird, but it's not a bird. So any guesses, please, for that one will be gratefully received. Five of Wands. Five of Wands is a pain in the arse, but that's all it is. It's things which we would expect in the shadow period of Mercury retrograde. Apparently, according to Susan Miller as well, she talked about Pluto and technology. And worth having a look, actually, what she's posted, just about identity theft and being careful around technology and passwords and all that sort of stuff. Five of Wands isn't so much that, although it made me think of that. Five of Wands is just little boring things that get in the way. Getting a parking ticket, your order not turning up, or doing what I did the other day where you're all like, yes, I will get there to collect my click and collect, and then you've gone to the wrong branch of the shop, you know, that kind of thing. And then the Eight of Cups, which of course, very fitting to end the reading because it doubles the 4, which means some of these things may push you to stop doing something or say goodbye to something or just turn a corner, as this buffalo is doing. More importantly, Saturn in Pisces, which it is, I think it's retrograde in Pisces and will be for too long. It's already been for ages and it's going to be ages more, but it makes us make serious decisions when we were perhaps padding it out with a bit of fantasy or a little bit of it's okay, or, you know, I think they don't really mean that, or, you know, and it's like, well, whether they do or whether they don't, you know, we've got the Four of Cups, we've got the Moon, and we've got the Eight of Cups. That's an emotional turning point. It's not clean and it's not on one day. It's a little bit what the Cancerian, I can't speak today, I should never have a nap before doing a reading. It's what Cancerians call turning the ferry. You know, it takes ages to make that turn, but frankly, once you're halfway round, you're committed to it. So it's like slowly committing to a certain emotional move. We got there. We got there. I will see you tomorrow. Do leave me a comment and do check out Novelina's autumn-inspired glittery nails on the community post as well. I know, gorgeous. I'm asking for people to come up with a name for the colour of her varnish, and there's been some amazing ones so far. Woohoo! I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.